Yes, hello viewers. It gives me much privilege that you are joining us at your Hope Counseling Clinic broadcast. Today, globally, we are celebrating mental health all over the world. Okay, and the topic today is actually make mental health and well-being a global priority. Is a subject that we are looking at globally. That it's important that mental wellness, mental well-being is a global priority for all. And this cannot be possible until we come to a point of awareness about what mental health challenges are and what they are not. Okay, for uh so many people has a lot of misconception about what mental health is. Some people think, oh, it is when you are going mad on the streets that you have mental health challenges. And for us to actually be able to give our mental health priority or mental wellness priority, we have to be aware. We have to know exactly what mental health is and what are the challenges that comes with mental health. All right, so very quickly, let's look at the definition of World Health Organization about what exactly meant what mental health is. So I'll be reading out to us so that I don't make any form of mistake. World Health Organization says mental health is a state of well-being in which individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with normal stress of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and he or she is able to make contributions to his or her community. This is the definition of this is the definition of World Health Organization as touching mental health. Is a state where an individual, could make healthy choice. Is a state where an individual is in the control of his thoughts, is in the control of his actions or her actions. Is a state where individual could be responsible socially and could be responsible to himself, and also to his or her immediate environment. So mental health is highly important if we are going to be productive as an individual. If a family is going to be productive, the mental wellness of that family is important. If a society is going to be healthy, then the mental health of people that constitute that particular society is very, very important. It's a matter of priority. Okay, so coming quickly, what are mental health challenges? What are the indications? Like I said earlier while I was introducing this topic, that it is not when people are going mad on the streets, when people are, when people are naked, or when people are doing things that are out of norms, that they are actually mad. Mental health challenges is a challenge that everyone is prone to. Yes, anybody could be a victim of mental health challenges. Why? Because it's a challenge that comes with daily living. It's a challenge that comes with daily challenges, of living, or that are associated with living. And that's why we have to be aware, of what these challenges are. We have to know what the symptoms of what's it called, mental health challenges, what the symptoms are, so that when we start seeing these symptoms, we can actually pay a close attention, to our wellness. All right, number one is that when an individual starts saying that he or she have difficulties in sleeping, is an indication of mental health challenges. Consistent loss of appetite or consistent increase in appetite is also an indication, that you might need to what? Slow down and really see if you are very okay in your mind. Is a state mental health is a state of wellness, in your mind. In your mind, your mental, capacity is a function of your state of mind. Okay, so you have to know all of this. Then being anxious or fearful is also an indication that your mind is not in a state of rest. When your mind is not in a state of health or rest, is an indication to what mental health challenges. Then when you are hypersensitive, when you are touchy, okay, when when any little things, when people get on your nerves easily, all these are indication of mental health challenges. Inability to coordinate your thoughts consistently, probably you are losing control of your thoughts. Yes, these are mental health challenges, and one has to start paying attention to oneself when all of this starts pumping up. Another one is inability to consistently carry your daily activities. Activities that you do much easier before, and you now begin to find very difficult, or you're losing interest in your norms or in your normal life or in your dailies. All of those things are indication of what mental health challenges. Lack of energy, lack of motivations, continuous sadness, not socializing, extreme quietness, extreme talkativeness as well, having to take substances before you could be happy, having to do some kind of activities such as masturbating, such as living on substances before you could be happy, or before you could control your energy, or before you could have control over your thoughts. All of this coming together are indication of what mental health challenges. All right, shyness too, could be an indication of mental health challenges. Yes, because that could have to do with something we refer to, a disorder we refer to as self as low self-esteem, or let me call it unhealthy self-esteem, better put. So when you are shy, is also an indication, that you are lacking internal confidence, and something is responsible for that. So you have to get to the root of that thing for you to be in control of your daily activities, to be in control of your choice, of your decision, and of your actions. Okay, so very quickly, what are the causes of mental health challenges? The causes are very much. Okay, because I said the other time, it's something that relates to it comes with daily living. Mental health challenges come with daily living. So, because of that, many things actually are responsible for mental health challenges. But I'll mention few. One of it is problematic family background. If you are a child and you're coming from a family in which you see a lot of violence, you see a number of negative words being used on you or being used around you, all these could actually break you down mentally. Or if you are a child growing up in an environment, where there is a lot of negative energy, you could also be prone, to negative energy, which could actually challenge you mentally. Okay, physical health problems could also trigger mental health issues. Then stressful life events like losing one's job, losing somebody dear to one. Also for parents, problematic child or children could also dispose them to mental health challenges. Of course, unfavorable working condition, when the working condition you are being exposed to is not favorable, when the pressure of your work is beyond what your mental strength could undo, it could also lead to what mental health breakdown. Okay, social problems like domestic violence, like abuse, addiction, rejection could also trigger mental health challenges. Guilt could as well, breakfast. All of us know that, right? Most especially the Gen Z. Yeah, You know what I'm talking about. All right. So, of course, yeah. So, rejection, like guilt, could actually lead to that mental health challenges also. Then financial stress, low income, abusive marriage or relationship could also prompts was mental health challenges. So all of these put together are these predisposing factors, for mental health challenges. Okay, so very quickly, I will just mention few examples of mental health challenges so that we know that it is not just when people are hallucinating that they are having mental health challenges. Like I said, it's something that everyone is prone to. At least as I talk to you now, more than, according to research, more than 30% of people living in Nigeria are suffering from mental health challenges. So you may be included if you are not aware of what mental health challenges are. Okay, and like our theme for this year says, we have to make mental wellness, mental health and well-being a global, priority. That is a priority for all. Okay, so few examples of um, mental health challenges are depression, when you are losing interest in your daily activities, yeah, or bipolar disorder, when you notice that your views is always, opposite of what the society norm is. Then you could also begin to pay attention to yourself. Then anxiety disorder, when you are just anxious, for nothing, when you just notice that your heart, or what I will call palpitation, attack, when you notice that your heart is just pa 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 without control, or without anything even triggering it. You just discover that, oh, you are just anxious, you can't be calm, all of these are pointed to the fact that you have to pay attention to your mental wellness. Anger, when you begin to see excessive anger, you cannot manage your temper, you are always on top of your voice, people get on your nerves at all time, all of those are indication of what? Mental health challenges. Eating disorder, that is eating too much or eating too little, is also a pointer to what? Mental health challenges. Then personality or behavioral disorder, when you notice that your behavior is not adjusting to social norm, that is also could call for what? Attention. Okay, suicide ideation, when you start thinking that, oh, life is not worth living, what am I living for? Nobody likes me, everyone hates me, nobody wants me around there. All of those are indication to what? Mental health challenges. So how do we deal with mental health challenges? How do we make mental wellness, how do we make mental wellness a priority for all globally? How do we make this happen? Number one, this cannot be possible if, first of all, we are not aware of what mental health challenges are, of the fact that anybody could actually be victim of mental health challenges. When we are not aware of this, it might not be possible. Okay, so awareness, yes, awareness, that's the first thing, that you and I could be victim of mental health challenges. Okay, and number two is self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is knowing yourself. Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your, what are your dislikes? What are your likes? What are your purpose? What do you live for? What are your aspirations? What do you intend to become? What are your values in life? What are your priorities? What are the things that you actually hold in high esteem? Yes, and what are your limitations? What are your opportunities? When you know all of this put together, you are gathering information about yourself. And when you know yourself, this helps you to actually be a happy person naturally, because you are not pressured, by social pressure. you are stable, you have internal adjustments, you are not competing with anybody, neither you don't want to be like anybody else, you just want to be yourself. Why? Because you know yourself, you know your limitations, you know your weaknesses, you know your strengths, you know your opportunities. So when you see people, when people are succeeding, or when people are failing, you don't see yourself failing. And when people are succeeding, of course, you know that if you to put some of the opportunities you have together, fine, you also could be well successful and more. So you are just in a state of what? Well, adjust, a state of social adjustment, or so yeah, you are just socially adjusted. Okay, so also, in case you notice some of the symptoms I mentioned earlier, probably you notice insomnia, that is loss of sleep, loss of appetite, unnecessary anger, and all of that, pent up emotions. When you notice all of this, okay, what do you do? Then you have to identify the source of that mental health challenges. There is something that is trigger all those negative emotions. When you notice that you are having, emotions that are negative, like sadness, like anger, like bitterness, like rejection, frustration, you just have to pay attention to yourself and say, why am I frustrated, Tosin? Why am I sad, Tosin? Why am I unhappy? Yes, Tosin, you're unhappy. Yes, you are not happy. Why are you not happy? You have to know the cause, okay? And when you know that, what do you do? Then you can actually make a plan on how to tackle those issues. Of course, you might need the help of a counseling psychologist. Or why not come to us in Shop Counseling Clinic? We know how well to deal with that. Okay, then avoid stress. Generally, stress is one of the major trigger of mental health challenges. Avoid stress, learn how to cope with academic stress, devise means to cope with job stress, work stress, devise means to cope with, stress that comes with parenting, that comes with being married, that comes with, your purpose, fulfillment, and all of that. You have to know, the stress that comes with your status. Yes, stress that comes with your status, with your social status, and know how to manage all of this stress. Okay, then talk to a therapist. Yes, you might need to. And also trusted friends, trusted family members. Don't die in silence when you are not comfortable with anything. Ensure that you speak out. Okay, I'm Tosin Togun, once again, your counseling psychologist. Yeah, I register my voice this particular day, 10th of October. I say, speak out, don't die in silence, make mental health and your mental well-being a priority, and not only for yourself, also for all around you. All right, bye. See you on the same topic next year.